What is going on, everybody? Today we will be previewing the college football playoff semifinal between the 6 seed 13-2 Penn State Nittany Lions and the 7 seed 13-1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I'm going to go through some of the analytics and stats and just break down this matchup. I'm going to give my thoughts, and at the end of this video I will predict the score as well as the spread and the over-under for this game. But without further ado, let's get started with previewing this game. And as of the making of this video, Notre Dame is a 2.5 point favorite and the over-under is at 44.5. I'm expecting this to be a lower scoring game and a close game, and the betting line certainly can agree with me on that. According to ESPN Analytics, Notre Dame has around a 58% chance to win, while Penn State only has around a 41% chance to win. And despite the NIU loss, analytics really like this Notre Dame team, and I think it shows how dominant this Notre Dame team has been since the Northern Illinois loss. Analytics really like this team, and they have the largest margin of victory in the country. This game will be played in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, so both these teams will have to travel a bit to play in this game, and we should expect warmer weather for this matchup. This game will be played Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. So there's some information on the game, but let's move on to some of the season leaders for these offenses. And Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard is the leading passer. He has passed for 2,383 yards and 18 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. He's been very consistent, and 2 of those interceptions actually came in the NIU loss. Riley Leonard turned up his game this year. He's been one of the better dual threat quarterbacks in the nation, and he's also been a huge factor in the rushing game, and he's a tough and great leader at quarterback for Notre Dame. Penn State's leading passer is Drew Aller, who took a big step forward this year, more specifically in the second half of this season. He's passed for 3,192 yards with 24 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He has a completion percentage in the high 60s this season, which is a major improvement from last season. Last season, he was in the 50s. Look, I think it is time that we give Drew Aller the respect that he deserves. And I'm not just talking about you guys, I'm talking about myself, because I disrespected Drew Aller for long enough. But he's likely returning next season, and he could be the best returning quarterback in the nation for next season. And right now, I would consider him a top 10 quarterback in the nation. The leading rusher for Notre Dame is Jeremiah Love, who has 148 carries for 1,076 yards and 16 touchdowns. Jeremiah Love has been a super consistent runner. He's one of the best backs in the country, but they also have a guy like Jadarian Price to back him up. They are a very good team when it comes to the ground game, and I'm not just talking about the running backs, I'm talking about Riley Leonard as well. Penn State also has a great pair of running backs with Kaytron Allen and, of course, Nick Singleton. Kaytron Allen is the leading rusher. He actually has similar stats to Jeremiah Love. He's just had a lot more carries. He has 201 carries for 1,026 yards, and he also has 8 touchdowns. Both these teams have an elite pair of running backs. That's going to be an interesting battle in this game. Which pair of running backs make the bigger difference in this game? Because both these teams have excellent backs that can run the ball, and that's definitely going to play a factor. The leading receiver for Notre Dame is Clemson transfer Bo Collins. Collins has 37 catches for 458 yards and 3 touchdowns. Notre Dame really hasn't found that elite playmaker at wide receiver this year, and I know Bo Collins has been the leading receiver on the season. But their best playmaker, and a playmaker who has really emerged for them, I would say, is Jordan Faison. I think he's the best receiver on this team, and he has really emerged as wide receiver 1 lately. Notre Dame does not have crazy passing stats, but Jordan Faison has 11 catches for 135 yards. He basically has half of Notre Dame's receiving yards in the last 2 playoff games. He's been a big playmaker for Notre Dame in the playoffs, and he has emerged as a very good playmaker. So definitely keep an eye on the name Jordan Faison, because he could play a factor in this game. A player that will certainly play a factor in this game is the leading receiver for Penn State, Tyler Warren, the All-American tight end. Tyler Warren is the best tight end in the country. He's been a weapon for that Penn State offense all year. He has 98 catches for 1,058 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's also ran the ball for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns as a tight end. He's played multiple different positions, and he is a very dynamic player. He's truly helped elevate that Penn State offense and helped them become more explosive, and he's given Drew Aller a reliable target to throw to. But let's move on to looking at both these teams' last 5 games. Notre Dame has went 5-0 in their last 5 games. In fact, they haven't lost since week 2, and that is the largest winning streak in college football right now. They beat Virginia 35-14 in kind of an underwhelming game, but they bounced back next week and played an excellent game, dominating a top 25 Army team 49-14. They overcame road adversity in a shootout against USC and beat them 49-35. USC hasn't won a ton of games this season, but they are not an easy team to beat on the road, and I think people don't give USC enough credit. They definitely improved this year. I do think they were a little bit better this year than last year. So I give Notre Dame credit for that win on the road. And Notre Dame also dominated Indiana in the first round of the college football playoffs 27-17. That game was 27-3 with a couple minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I'd also say they dominated Georgia as well. They beat Georgia 23-10. Notre Dame's defense has really stepped up. They play a physical brand of football and they pound the rock on offense. They have a great culture, and I believe this Notre Dame team is going to be very tough to beat. Penn State is 4-1 in their last 5 games. They beat Minnesota in a tough road game 26-25. They bounced back the next week and dominated Maryland 44-7. They lost a shootout against Oregon in the Big Ten championship game. But Penn State's offense did impress me in that game. Penn State has went toe-to-toe with two of the best teams in the nation this year, being Oregon and Ohio State. And they put up a fight in both of those matchups. Penn State won their last 2 playoff games against SMU 38-10 and Boise State 31-14. The offense has been a bit lackluster lately, but the defense has been really dominant. This is a Penn State team that has showed flashes and weaknesses on both offense and defense all year. But if they play their best and complete game on both sides of the ball, I think they could be dangerous and they would beat Notre Dame in that case. But anyways, let's wrap it up. Who do I take in this game and who do I trust more? Like I said earlier, I expect a close and low-scoring game. I think these defenses are both really good, and I think these offenses are going to struggle to score against the opposing defenses. But I'm going to get straight to the point. I am taking Notre Dame to continue their winning streak and get a hard-fought win in this game, 24-21. I trust this Notre Dame coaching staff. I think Marcus Freeman has done an excellent job with Notre Dame, and I think we could consider Marcus Freeman as a top 5 head coach in college football to this point. The turnaround Notre Dame has had with Marcus Freeman and this season has been very good, and they are definitely trending in the right direction, and they have a great culture with Marcus Freeman as the head coach. And I think he will have a game plan ready for this game, and I like that Notre Dame defense to win them this game. And I also think Notre Dame will find some success on the ground running the ball. I think they have the better all-around team, and I also think they have faced the better competition in the college football playoffs. And I really trust them more in this game. I think Notre Dame will be able to force a turnover or two like they did against Georgia. Notre Dame has been excellent at forcing turnovers this year. If Penn State can find success in the passing game and throw for like over 200 yards, I think Penn State wins this game. But I personally don't see Drew Aller tearing apart that Notre Dame secondary. I think this game is one at the line of scrimmage and one in the turnover battle, and I'm taking Notre Dame to pull this game away. I'm taking Notre Dame to win this game, and I think Marcus Freeman leads this Notre Dame team to their first national championship appearance since 2013. So I have Notre Dame winning this game 24-21. I could see this game going either way, and I think it's going to be a very close game. But I think Notre Dame will cover the spread, and I have the over. Give me Notre Dame 24-21, maybe even a walk-off field goal. But anyways, that is going to do it for my Penn State versus Notre Dame preview and prediction. I should be getting a preview out for the Ohio State and Texas game before that game kicks off. So definitely tune into this channel. Now let me remind you guys to like this video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content and we basically cover everything on this channel. So definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.